Welcome to the final instalment of our video series on conflict resolution and communication. In this video, we'll dive deep into understanding conflict, mastering active listening, employing effective communication techniques, finding common ground, managing emotions, and ultimately becoming a skilled conflict resolver. Let's get started. Understanding conflict. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interaction. It's estimated that 85% of employees deal with conflict on some level, and it can lead to a 20% decrease in productivity if it's not handled right. Understanding the nature of conflicts and their impact is crucial for effective resolution. Tip 1. Recognise that conflict is not necessarily negative. It can actually lead to positive change and growth when it's managed constructively. Tip 2. Understand the different types of conflicts, such as interpersonal, intrapersonal, and organisational, to tailor your approach to each situation. Tip 3. Acknowledge that conflicts often arise from differences in perspectives, needs, or values, and therefore they need to be approached with empathy and an open mind. You can take a conflict styles assessment to understand your natural tendencies in conflict situations. This helps to identify areas for growth and helps you to tailor your approach to different types of conflicts. Now, as we already covered, active listening is one of the best ways to navigate conflict. If you can give the speaker your full attention, maintain eye contact, and avoid distractions, it'll show them that you really value their perspective. When it comes to conflict, we also suggest that you don't formulate your response while the other person is speaking. Instead, focus on truly comprehending their viewpoint before forming your own. We've done an activity for active listening already, but this is something you can practice every single day by engaging in reflective listening practice with anyone that you're speaking to. Just remember, whenever you step away from a conversation, try to summarise the key point to ensure you're listening closely. Effectively expressing opinions and concerns is a vital aspect of conflict resolution, resolving conflicts up to 50% quicker. Employing constructive communication techniques can significantly impact the resolution process. So always try to express your feelings and concerns, focusing on the specific behaviour or situation rather than making statements that could be misinterpreted. Also, practice assertiveness by being clear, direct and respectful in your communication, while also being open to feedback always. And of course, avoid blame or accusatory language, and instead focus on collaborative language that encourages problem solving. Participating in role-playing scenarios to practice assertive and respectful communication during conflict situations can be really helpful. This will help you to apply effective communication strategies in a more controlled setting. Finding common ground is the bridge to resolution. Finding mutually agreeable solutions lead to more sustainable outcomes compared to unilateral decisions. You can do this by identifying shared goals or interests to establish a foundation for finding solutions that benefit every party involved. Always be open to compromise and consider alternative solutions that may differ from your initial stance but ultimately serve for the collective good. And recognise that compromise is not a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of flexibility and a commitment to maintaining relationships. Practice this by collaborating on problem solving in a small group. Select a scenario, brainstorm solutions, and reach a consensus together. Agreeing on action steps will always help bring resolution to the conflict. It also fosters teamwork and encourages creative compromises. Now, emotions can also run high during conflicts. It's only natural. So it's essential to manage them effectively in order to facilitate more productive discussions. Tip 1. Take a moment to breathe and collect your thoughts before responding, especially if you feel anger or frustration. Tip 2. Use self-awareness to recognise and understand your emotions, allowing you to address them constructively. And tip 3, practice empathy towards the emotions of others and consider how they might be feeling to foster a more understanding and collaborative atmosphere. Like your bias journal, you can keep an emotional awareness journal for this. Record emotional reactions during conflicts, identifying triggers, and exploring healthy coping strategies. This, over time, will develop emotional intelligence and self-awareness. By understanding conflict, practicing active listening, employing effective communication techniques, finding common ground, and managing your emotions, you are really well equipped to handle conflicts in a constructive and collaborative manner. Remember, in a conflict situation, you should acknowledge the other person's feelings and concerns. You should listen to their point of view without interrupting or blaming them. You should summarise and reflect what they have to say. You should share your own feelings using I statements. And you should seek a mutually acceptable solution through brainstorming ideas together and ultimately through compromising. These skills are invaluable, not only in the professional world, but also in your personal life. So keep practicing and watch the positive impact it has on your relationships and your overall well-being. Thanks for joining us.